You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing about it. And it's like, at that point, it's just like you get so much fucking cancer that it's like, just let me be. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's just like, I've had enough of this shit. Phone is gonna die, so I'm gonna go. Good night, everyone. I'll say a snowcat. Thank you again for everything. Sleep well. Based as fuck, because you know what it's like, playing perfectly in preseason unironically is like delivering Cunningliss to a fucking fleshlight. You know what I mean? It's just like, sure, maybe if you're like really autistic you'll do it a few times, but after a few months, who the fuck is still gonna be doing it? It's just like, it's tiring for no reason. Well, I told you guys we can win though. It's a patty. I'll just walk bots like counter the gank. Okay. 1-4 isn't bad there. I mean, it just posted I didn't get 1350, but it's okay. Could have played that a lot better though. If I would have just ran in and like just queued, I'm pretty sure I would have had the damage to kill. How many points do you have on Hecarim, all accounts included? Honestly, probably like close to 10 million, if not more. Good. The branch, thanks for prime welcome. Thank you. How many hours do I have in this game? Hours? Probably like 15,000. Around there, maybe more though. Maybe more than that. Preseason is like a new Minecraft world. You eventually get bored of it. No, it's worse. It's worse. Because it's not just that you get bored of preseason, it's also the fact that like you start performing like less good because the months of the game's not really mattering takes its toll on you. It's almost like, I'll give you an analogy, okay? You're in a mental asylum and you don't belong in the mental asylum. You're just put there. And it's like, after years and years and years of begging the doctors, I'm not fucking crazy, I'm not fucking crazy, let me out, let me out! It's like you sit there and you start to become fucking crazy. And then it's like got to a point where now you're actually genuinely fucking crazy in the head. But it's like you were never this way to begin with. Does that make sense? But being surrounded by so many fucking like crazy ass people every day has just turned you into this like thing that like you don't even recognize when you look in the mirror. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem with that. Let's see what preseason is. Unlucky jungle won't help though. Unlucky mid laner gets solo killed and then fucking types. Viego third gank, by the way. I am in love with this man. Would not recommend that, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like I would not recommend that. But I know what you mean. Can I maybe look for a top gank here? Really has no flash. No, that's fine. Nice. What program do you use to see cam timers? I use Hero.gg. I don't think there's any way Herald goes badly here. I mean, there's a chance Viego pats instantly towards here and, like, takes it. But if my Quinn has any kind of brain at all, she rotates and makes it impossible for that to happen. Invade the enemy's blue. He's gonna 100% go there. Do they win this? Wait, why is Quinn running? Full HP Quinn running versus a fucking Vamp Scepter. It's fine. I mean, to be fair, Aurelia is full build. Aurelia is full build with her items, so I can't blame her for running. Why wearing a tank top? I mean, why don't you play shirtless? Fine. Fine. I'll listen to what you said. And we'll see if I play better, okay? It's like, we'll see if I play better, and if I don't, then it's going back on. Okay, what if I told you guys that no cancer? All we do now is we just full clear upwards, and it's winners here. Unless I play for Dragon, I guess I could do that as well. Like, we'll see what we could get done here. Thoughts on Elo Santa? Elo Santa? Who's that? Is that like a just shouting shimmer or something? I think I've seen him on TikTok a few times. There you go. And then we look for drag. It's like, what if I told you guys that all we do now is dragon? And then we win the game. When I hear you scream. I mean, if I didn't fuck up my R, that would have been fine. But I think Jin can redeem this. Yeah, he can. Not bad. When you rush Chainsword, when I have to go to Nasty secondary. The whole display is covered in cum. There's so much cum. Okay, I've had enough. It's like, I've had enough. You know what I mean? It's like, I've had enough of that. Nah, no cancer. I don't mind being, like, objectified. Because the thing is, I used to be, like, overweight when I was younger. And, like, no one wanted me. So that's why nowadays when I get objectified, it's like I don't mind it because it's like what I wanted when I was younger. Does that make sense? I wanna hear you scream. If I told you guys we can win though. Like low-key we can win. Yes, but only men want to, bro. I mean, the thing is, you're not wrong, but it's like usernames on screens are gender neutral, so it's like I can imagine. You know what I mean? It's like I can pretend in my mind. Perfect. When do you go chainsword? When you have to go tenacity. You go chainsword and into whatever items you need. Why no Hydra? Fuck Hydra. It's like, guys, this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, let me show you. It's like we have horny healer, right? That just typed, I know what you mean, daddy. And it's like the chances of this guy being a 24-year-old man who just locks in Draven and listens to Frenchcore is about 98%. But it's like in my mind, maybe there's a chance. You know what I mean? It's like in my mind, there's a 1% sliver of a chance. So it's like I can low-key take it as like, not that, you know what I mean? Is streaming my full-time job? No. Streaming is what I do full time, and I don't do anything else, and I'm also not in school and I'm not working. But it's like it's not a job because I love doing it. Oh shit! Hey Gaia, thanks for 10 years. Appreciate that. Thank you. It's like, what if I took the Herald dedicated in your honor now? Like Loki. We need to fight this. Never thought you'd leave me in the dark. Okay, well, see, the problem is Aurelia could 1v9 here. But I don't think she will. Funny story. 80% of the people who type daddy in my Twitch chat are just random Polish kids who want to learn Hecarim. And type it as like troll, you know what I mean? It's like it's just a bunch of Polish kids that are like role playing online while they're in Discord with their friends. And Rob, thanks for the Prime, welcome. Thank you. When am I making OnlyFans? Never. Never. Because the problem with OnlyFans is that you get an infinite amount of money, but you lose like a part of yourself as a human being. And you can never buy that back no matter how much money you get afterwards. Money is something you can always get, but losing core parts of you as a person are not ever something you can get back. You know what I mean? At least that's the way I always saw it. So that's why I never decided to do it. You can just say this shit here. Shut up, Stinky. No, just because, like, for me, the way I always saw, right, was like, if I'm going to sit here and everyone always sees me with clothes on, right, then it's almost like the people who you allow to see you without clothes, you give them kind of like a power over you. You know what I mean? And the problem is if that power can be bought with money, then it's almost like you reduce yourself to a commodity. Does that make sense? So because of that, I never wanted to ever do OnlyFans. Well, I mean, there was a time I wanted to do it just for like the money, but then I was like, but once you have all the money in the world, what's left, you know? And the answer is the only thing left is what you see when you look in the mirror. And if you hate what you see when you look in the mirror, then was the money really worth it? You know what I mean? I don't think we win this, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Oh my god, this is terrible. I mean, I played that as well as I possibly could have. Not bad. Alright, let me just get mad at me and then we're okay. You can make sick collabs with hot girls. But I'm going to be honest with you. If I cared about doing anything at all with girls, I would not be at the level that I am in my career. Part of the reason why I'm at the point I'm at in terms of like league and streaming and everything in general is because I've always been willing to like say fuck relationships and fuck meaningless sex. I'm going to grind instead. It's like, and you guys want to know why I got that like perspective? It's because when I was younger, I used to always like browse these subreddits and shit. And then there was this one time I read this post from a guy, and he said that he was 24, and he woke up one morning after having a threesome, right, with 2 girls. And then he would ask himself, like, what the fuck am I doing with my life, you know? He asked himself, like, what's the point of doing all this? And I was 16 when I read that post. And I was like, what is the point of it, you know? So that's why I always said, fuck it, I'll grind instead. Because grinding brings you fulfillment. And fulfillment is the thing that keeps you going every day. Okay, well, this is cancer. I think I'm going to lose Harold. Am I? There's a chance I don't, actually. I got it just in time. A Redditor did that, sure? Because I used to be on this subreddit back in the day called MG Tau. It was like men going their own way, and it was a thing about just like a bunch of guys that are like forsaking relationships, so to speak, you know. Back when I was 16, 5 years ago. And what if I told you it was worth it? You know what I mean, chat? All those years of saying fuck everything else was worth it because I'm able to make a play like that. And that play that I just fucking made in my life, chat, it makes it so that every decision that I made leading up to this point was worth it because I'm at a point where I'm capable of that. You know what I mean? It's like that's what it comes down to. Dantes is red pilled. I mean, I'm not like most people who are like a part of those forums, you know. When I was 16, I used to be. But then I just got to a point where I realized there's no point of having like any kind of like hatred or any kind of like bad views because at the end of the day, it's not going to help you, right? So that's the reason why the only thing I used all those like red pill forums for and shit like that was just motivating me to like not focus on finding like what's what I'm looking for, like I guess a feeling of accomplishment in other people, you know, because like a lot of people who get red pilled, the problem is that they become really weird. And what they do is they sit there and they just try to sleep around with as many people as possible and use their like red pill knowledge to like have as much sex as possible, you know? And it's just like such a weird thing because like It's just like, if you're gonna be like red pilled, right? And you're gonna sit there and you're gonna say, okay, a lot of the time people aren't gonna like me for me, they're gonna like me for what I have to offer, right? Then why are you gonna sit there and like even engage with people who would only view you as like a what anyways, you know? So that's the reason why I just always use that knowledge as a way of being like, oh, you know, like I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna spend 12 hours a day like in Discord calls with random fucking people. I'm not gonna sit here and like perma e-date. I'm not gonna sit here and like perma try to find relationships because who cares, right? At the end of the day, if I can become someone who like has a following who likes me for me and who can do what I love for a living, that's all that matters, right? You're gonna look for this here. They become so hateful to some people too. Yeah, I never got that. I don't know, because like the only thing being hateful is ever gonna do is make you hate your own life, you know? Like that's why I'm like how do I explain it to you? Like my brother always like shit talks me, right? Because he says that I'm like a person who's red pilled, but I'm blue pilled. And the reason why is because I've always said, like, you know how a lot of the teachings and shit like that, they'd be like, oh, don't show emotion, don't show that you care too much, right? Shit like that. But the thing about me is I always said, what's the point of putting on a mask if one day the mask is going to come off and then they'll see who you really are, you know? So that's why I always like acted however I was and I never like put on a facade or a mask. Because I said either they'll like me for me or they won't, but regardless, it doesn't change me, right? Perfect. I always said, chat, at the end of the day, it's fine to be emotional if you're ever like with a girl that you really like and be who you really are, because either you're gonna lose a hoe or you're gonna gain a wife. Remember that.